Hey guys, it's RCK, and I'm glad to have you back again for our next episode for the Caelum series, and we'll go ahead and start going over that now. Hopefully enough you guys have been enjoying this series quite a bit. It's been an awfully fun experience for me, and it's my first series, so it's always really cool too. So we'll be looking at what the spells that we've cast this turn, and also the thrones that have been claimed. We've claimed the throne of eternal suffering by our god, and then I don't think our god, it's just the Holy Three that claimed it. And then our god actually claimed the Iron Throne. We cast Seeking Arrow. Enchanted Arrow found a suitable target and headed for the enemy's heart. Okay. We cast Woven Winter. Fires from afar. Hit 10 enemy units, but 5 of them were killed. We're just trying to throw what we can right now, just anything at all, as we go for the last few thrones here. 2 more castings of Woven Winter. Each one of these are on a throne. We cast Locust Swarm. I spoke to you about what this did. I think it gave like X amount of unrest, while also like I think it was 50% of income is taken away as well. And that is being cast in Satissa's capital. We have a few battles here. Let's go ahead and watch the first one. Looks like we're just raiding here, and I'm sure we're going to take out this PD just fine. We attacked. There's a battle in Vanheim. This is probably a scout that was found. Nope. So we're actually attacking. I wonder if Vanheim. We more than likely we moved into the same province. I feel like that's what happened. We'll definitely take a look at it when we go to the battle map. It looks like they're routing. We took out their commanders pretty easily. Big force of theirs. We have a battle here in Duvan. Still looks like another raiding force. We just have 2 separate commanders. These are 2 separate squads that came together. A Satis attacked us in Rim Mountains, and we'll view that battle. Trying to go through these small battles rather quickly. It looks like they have a Bane Lord Thug with a Vine Shield, a Frost Brand, and a Ring of Regeneration. So we'll definitely be able to do some damage to our units, but there's only 1 PD here. He's just doing some anti-raiding back at us, just to try to take some of the provinces that we've taken from him. So we don't need to watch that. Next we have a battle in Caverns of Gold. And let's see what we have going on here. Just another small raiding force. Anything. A few Zots, and maybe 6 PD. Might not even be that. And it looks like we'll take care of them pretty handedly. Looks like they're on just attack closest being the PD script, and as ours was holding attack closest. We have a battle here in Gladewood, the fortress of one of the thrones, and we will view this battle. So we'll go ahead and check out what the enemy has. Looks like he has a lot of elite warriors. He has a good amount of reborn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 reborn. 10. He's got a Bane here. All the reborn are Def 2s, if anyone's wondering. We have a lot of chariot riders and a lot more reborn back here. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 reborn. A few chariot commanders mixed in there. They're the ones with the purple on. And they're also priests. Looks like another Bane there. We have a few crystal sorceresses there in the middle, and a fair amount of lizard shamans mixed in there. And they're just the archers on the wall. For our frontal assault, we have a large group of mammoths. If these guys die, I'm not too worried about it. They're just going to go in and trample skeletons and things like that. Then we have a few, or a whole lot of mages. I don't think I meant to put these guys here. I probably meant to script them back here, but it's just where they came in at, because I think they were coming from a separate province than the main army was, so I just didn't have them scripted the same way. But either way, the archers are going to be shooting at the mammoths regardless, so it's going to be okay. Sea King here, lots of Spire Horn Warriors, and we got Shamans. We have a lot of Eagle Kings. We have a lot of stuff going on, so this should be a lot of fun. Looks like whoever was carrying a water bottle, their water elemental turned into an ice elemental because we've been casting Woven Winter on this province. So I will definitely press play and we will see what's going on. Lots of spells going down. If you want to know the full list of spells, we did go over them in the previous episode. It looks like Fog Warriors, Storm, Grip of Winter, Wailing Winds, and Rigor Mortis have all gone up. We should have had Mass Protection and stuff like that, I believe, go up too. We have Relief gone up, Foul Vapors has gone up, and Howl has gone up. Now, who exactly cast Howl? I'm not sure if we cast Howl or if they casted Howl. I'm seeing if one of our... Actually, yep, our guy has actually cast the Howl. Ishman, yep, so we control Howl, and they control Foul Vapors. They might control Relief too. I'm not sure if I scripted that or not. We do have Natural Storm. They've cast Rigor Mortis, but that affects both of us. I've cast Wailing Winds. I've cast Grip of Winter, and I've also cast... That's the Natural Storm going up. So he cast Storm, and I've also cast Storm. Okay. So we have our elephants here in the front, or our mammoths, already attacking the skeletons, and this is definitely what we wanted them to do. I want them to trample around, take as many skeletons out as they can, because what these skeletons are going to be used for is just to be holding up the wall, holding up my troops. Going to make as many of them as they can. The elite warriors are a little bit to worry about for the elephants, just due to the fact that they're they do a lot of damage, and they'll definitely tear through some elephants. But hopefully enough with Fog Warriors up, and it won't be too bad, even though I think 20 damage is still enough to stop the Fog Warriors and get rid of it. So it should be a lot of fun, but we should be seeing the flyers come down shortly, and here they come. And there goes Mist. We've also cast that as well. And we have Air Shield up, but they don't really have any archers except for the ones on the walls. And we are definitely disrupting their lines. They're having a lot of trouble right now. Let me go and look what's going on out there. It seems like all of our mages are on advance and cast spells. So they're going to get a little dangerously close, but I feel like these guys have much more to worry about than them. If anything, these guys were just extra mages thrown in just in case if Satis had something to cast. I would still have mages on the throne, as well as just random casters. I think all these guys were doing research, and I just threw them in just to cast Summon, Storm Power, and advance and cast spells. Still have all our shamans and stuff up here. Fatigued out. So I'll just press play. And we are cleaning up the last bit here. None of his troops are going to be able to retreat, even though I believe... Nope, they're not routing yet. Yeah, some of them are. The elite warriors are for sure. We see our wolves that are getting in and out of there. These are definitely the wolves on our side. We're just watching the birds fly up and down. And that is it. That was the last one there, that air. And it looks like that elephant died to something. Well, I wonder if it was like a decay kind of spell. So quite interesting. Very, very big battle there in Gladewood. I will go ahead and click on it. We lost 27 in total. We lost 6 for our mammoths, but they definitely did their job, getting 156 kills. Majority of them, more than likely, being skeletons. And then our Spirehorn Warriors, we lost 20 of them. We lost a Spirehorn Militia, and he lost everything he had. And we took that throne, or we took that castle away from him that does have a throne on it, and we will watch this battle here in Garland, and this is the other throne. A very, very, very similar setup. I bet he has a limp. Very, very similar setup. I think we have just as many Spirehorn Warriors, if not more. Lots of Eagle Kings. Basically the same kind of thing here. I just threw a bunch of these guys in from far away. I do have a Ivy King here, so he's casting the high level nature spells instead of having the small shaman communion. I do not believe that I brought any of the Sea Kings to this one, but I did bring a Troll King, and he will be casting Earthquake, I believe. Yes, it will be affecting the skeletons that I have on the field that someone's casting. Not too big of a deal, but it's not going to bother any of the rest of our Spirehorn warriors and things such as that. And I mean, it's not going to hurt him either. It's not going to hurt the mammoths. They have enough health to withstand it. But there is nothing in this fort regardless, so he's not going to be casting it anyway. So we don't have anything to worry about here. Actually, this is a palisade he must not have built it to a full fort yet. I just assumed from the walls. And that was the last of them. So that's it for that battle. Some unexpected events. Some blizzards. We had an attack here. Found a stray dog. Misfortune. That's good. So did I actually attack Vanheim? I don't remember doing that. I have no idea why I did that. That definitely must have been a mistake because I believe I had a nat 3 with Vanheim. I do not remember having any reason to ever attack him. Not sure why I've done that. I probably had them to attack. More than likely they came from this province or this province here, and I might have misclicked or something. I'm not sure. That's kind of weird because they can definitely hit here. I wonder if I had them to set to attack one of these citizen provinces here, but instead I attacked Vanheim by mistake. Very strange. Didn't know that actually happened in the game. I didn't even notice it while we were playing, actually. So sorry about that, Vanheim player. That was not intentional. Did not mean to do that at all. We are on the fort of 29, so he'll have to break out of that, then attack us with the troops that's in it. We have taken the palisades here that are on 37, which control the air, hold the air throne. Still have lots and lots of gems left, and it also has a laboratory in it, so we're not have to worry. Same with 41 being Glade Wood, which has the Throne of the First Age in it, and that will put us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So guys, we will be planning on claiming this throne here with a profit, and then we will also be claiming 37 with this summon that we have here, this Holy 3 summon. And that will be it for us. That will be the last throne. Hopefully nothing crazy happens between now and the next turn. Making sure that I didn't have anything crazy going on with my items here. I don't quite remember if I ever said anything about them. Steel casting Woven Winter, things like that, just because we can at this point. Definitely wanting to be cold in those provinces. Definitely want the lizards to be fighting in the cold. And just, I know I spoke about this spell last turn, but I want to just check over it one more time to make sure I said it right. Okay, so plus 20 unrest and then minus 50% income. Report as random. So I was correct on the minus income part. I didn't entirely remember how much unrest it was though. But very interesting spell for 8 gems, and we had quite a few gems. Another spell that is quite interesting is it's kind of, because I did have Holy Threes, and that's something I thought of today. If I didn't have a national spell that gave me a Holy Three, if there's any way that you're able to climb into water, in level 6 in Conjuration, you're able to get a Bishop Fish, and this is a Holy 3 fish commander. You'll have to cast it in the water, I believe. Yeah, it can only be cast in the water, but it does give you a Holy 3, which is quite interesting. They're aquatic, so they're not able to walk on land, but if you give them something, they will be able to. and that's just a way to get a Holy 3. I know I didn't mention it before, so it's quite interesting. I saw it somewhere and just remembered it. But yeah, I probably meant to attack one of these provinces or some kind of deep raiding. I have absolutely no idea why I attacked Vanheim out of the blue. That's very odd of me. We've already spoke about what has been going on with the Helheim and the Garthan battles over here last time, and I think during this turn Helheim figured out what was going on, or maybe it was last turn, but at that point Helheim had already lost their entire army, so they had no way to stop me or no way to throw me off of this fort here. It would have been kind of difficult for them to get to that one, and that would be the closest one they'd been able to get to. So didn't have to worry about Vanheim. Just kind of worried if Satis was going to take me out here or try to oppose me on the last two thrones here. But it looks like he's starting to pull together a force at Mikland. Looks like a rather large force. Not sure how much it has. It looks like Ermor is still in the battle. They still have a castle in 54. They still have their capital. And it looks like they might have some of their cap circle, and it looks like they have a fair amount of sacreds, fair amount of troops left. So surprisingly, they're still in the game. What's other than that going on? Not much, I don't think. And we'll head over to the next turn. We'll go ahead and end this one. We had an insane amount of income. Well, it's not really that insane, but 61,000 is quite a bit. And then we had a great gem income. This was really, really nice about this game. 13 fire gems, 13 air gems, 18 water gems, 17 earth gems, 14 astral gems, 23 death gems, and 30 nature gems. We definitely could have put up a lot of globals to greatly increase these. We could have been making 37 earth gems a turn, or 20, or 33 fire gems a turn, definitely. But I decided to go against it. If you notice a fluctuation between my gems from time to time, I probably alchemized them to do certain things or turned them into astral pearls for something else. And where most of those spells are kind of like win more spells, and we definitely didn't need them. Definitely, like some nations are definitely want them, being starved on whatever gem that is. And we just really didn't need that at this point. And I felt like if we actually cast those kinds of spells, it would just be drawing more attention to us, whereas we didn't want people to kind of catch on that we're going for all thrones right now. And we're not going to really worry about the wars or worry about anything else. We're just going to take it the thrones and win. So people will be a lot more threatened of you if you held globals like Earthblood Deepwell or other things such as that are really strong globals. That's just kind of what I'm meaning by that. So we will go ahead and end the turn, and we will go over to turn 52. 52, Caelum. Woven Winter, Locust, Dome of Solid Air, Dome of Solid Air. Well, we cast both of these on both of the thrones we didn't have yet. We cast Iron Walls on the one closest to Satis. Cast Woven Winter. This is just ways for us to make sure that nothing's going to happen to us, none of our mages are going to die, or there's a chance of us trying to stop any spells coming in. As like I said, a hostile spell has been stopped by a Dome of Solid Air, so there's a chance that something could have happened there. That would have been really bad if we lost our Holy 3 while he was attempting to claim the throne. So definitely could have been a different outcome. Not sure what Satis cast there. I should have asked. We have a battle here. We will go ahead and view it. PD. Ermor is messing with us again. They send a fair amount of sacreds along with a lure here. Quite interesting. And they just find PD. Arnafen's province is taken by enemy. Usually I'm very, very good at... No, actually, okay, this had a castle on it, and we just left. We didn't actually sit on the castle. That is why it says it's undefended. There's a battle here with Satis, and I'll just click on it. A Bane Lord attacked us, raided us. We have the army here. Where was this one at? Which haven? Just the army that was in Mikland has moved out and decided to start attacking. Ermor has attacked Satis. We attacked at Moss Woods, just small raiding force. Satis attacked us, just a Banelord raiding us back. Ermor has attacked us again. Actually, let's see where they attacked us at. Yeah, so they're just moving, or they moved the force that was in here over to 68, and then they moved the force that was here over to 59, and then I guess they split up what was at 50 or 54, and then moved some of it down to 45, trying to spread back out. But I think they can kind of tell I am not worried about them. Not the objective here, I guess. And if anyone wanted to know what Dome of Solid Air does, it says a dome made out of solid air created over entire province a mage is in. The dome will protect the province and many spells that originate outside the warded province. While undisturbed, the spell will last indefinitely, but if the spell passes through the dome and if a mage who casts the dome dies, it will shatter instantly. Dome protection 80%, destroyed if fails to block a spell. Friendly spells are also blocked. 20 air gems. So cast that there and cast it over here. And this is the one that stopped a spell. Also cast Iron Walls. Even if he moved an army onto the fort and he one turn cracked it, he would still have to spend a turn to storm, or spend a turn to crack it and then spend a turn to storm it. So we were already safe since we were already storming the fort, unless somehow he killed my Holy Three. We did increase the fort defense by 1,000 points. It only cost 10 Earth Gems. I had to do something with the Troll King that was in there, and we cast it for 11 months. We just had tons of Earth Gems laying around, so it really didn't matter. Let's see if this show. Yeah, so it brought the defense of the palisade from 100 to 1100. So pretty decent. And then with our, actually, does it say how much? I'm not sure. Siege strength. I mean, it shows siege strength, but it just shows sheets defense. Supplies. Units. Huh, interesting. But, so we had that going on. Some unexpected events. Indies attacking us, barbarians. Agartha has found our scout that was on their capital because they've been patrolling, it seems. And he finished a fortress. Start to destroy a fort. Vanheim, we just ran away. In victory, you reign supreme. You are the Pankrator. Down on the world, left behind old servants from enemies. Interesting. So we won. I've never actually sat down and read through all this, even though I have seen it a few times. I've never sat and read it. And I'm not going to read it all today. So we'll just go over the timeline, I guess, and try to kind of keep up with it as we go. And I guess we really don't have to focus on us since it's been the whole thing about us. So very interesting that Mictlan has expanded all the way towards Satis here and not expanded any to the left. Colossa, very, very slow expansion. The same way we're up to 4. They've only taken 2. They've taken 5, or they have 5. It seems like Colossa was slow out the gates there. Satis, a very, very strong expansion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then its capital will be 8. When everyone else has 5, 3, 5, 5. I have 4. They have 5. Yeah, so very, very strong expansion out of the gate for Satis. Looks like Ermor is getting a little stringy here. They probably saw this choke point and decided to go for it, and then they went even farther, which is interesting. But it seems like Mictlan is closing in on them, closing on the spaces they had. Gartha, going very south here, hasn't really taken anything close to Caelum yet. And if you remember correctly, I do think I said I still didn't know quite who was there, but since I thought there was a cave there, I was pretty sure it was Agartha. Colossa, still moving kind of slow, still slow to get out the gate. And then Satis is really taking advantage of his really strong expansion. He's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. So very, very strong. Still before year one. Micklin kind of forming up. Been nice to take some of this stuff over here. Caelum's kind of flat in a way. As far as the nations go, I'd say Satis has done the best as far as expansion goes. I mean, our expansion's okay. We're getting an early cat palisade up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not too bad, but we did kind of quarter off a lot for us. One, and that one don't really count that one. Two, maybe three-ish more lands. Machaca had a very, very poor expansion, I feel. I do remember the player saying something about it, and they did find a fortress here as a site. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, I mean, not too bad. Well, not too bad, but from what I heard, they had a lot of trouble expanding. Ormore seems to have done well as far as expansion goes, as so does Agartha. Vanheim has done average, I'd say. No, oh yeah, Vanheim and Helheim have actually done kind of average. They didn't really have too much of an explosive turn there, or explosive expansion. It's quite interesting, though, that Machaca has gone all the way and grabbed this over here. I'm so close to Vanheim, and that is probably why you see such a early war with Vanheim and Machaca. Quite possibly, I think Machaca never owned this, but he might have. I'm not entirely sure. Not unless this is the war right now. Yeah, and now they have their war where they elfed them there, and then we took that there. So quite interesting. More than well, and then Vanheim isn't even the one that ended up with that farmland. Ermor took it away from it, and that is probably why later on in the game you see Vanheim attacking Ermor and probably taking all of this land right here away from him. So quite interesting. I did not know this stuff over here was happening. Satis is very, very large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, minus 1, 21 maybe 20-ish. So very, very strong position. And if we remember correctly, that the first player they go after is Micklin. Seems like Colossa is still a little strung out. They haven't gone to war with anyone yet. They haven't taken these two provinces yet, these three provinces here. So quite interesting. They are definitely pancaked in between me and Agartha. Starting to get another fort up in Hall Woods, if I remember correctly. That was the province that had the shaman in them. And then I have another one coming up in the Mercs. So definitely trying to get a early rush on research, since we took Magic 3 and we have very, very cheap researchers. And that is us taking Machaca's land. So added a good bit to our land overall. And we will be taking that fort from him as well. Bringing us up to another fort. And I think very shortly, it could have been on its turn after we actually did this, that we actually start attacking Colossa. And there we go, we took that, and we took those 4 provinces from them, and then back and forth, and then Agartha has their stuff going on, and then it seems Helheim is attacking Gartha. That's where Gartha has to fall back, and we take Colossa. So quite interesting watching that battle go on there. Next, we will see that Satis has, while we were watching that, Satis has already eaten Micklin. Ermor has seemed to have jumped in on that as well. And if I remember correctly, I don't remember who started. I think actually Ermor's troops jumped onto Micklin and attacked Satis. So I believe Ermor was the initiator of the war, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So that is what happened there, and I believe Satis pulled Vanheim in, or Vanheim pulled himself in. I'm not sure, but you'll see them start eating away at Ermor here soon. And I mean, Ermor, had a decent amount of land here for sure, and Satis was just much stronger. And then I jumped in, Vanheim jumped in, and it just fell apart from there. We'll go ahead and pause. Unfortunately, Helheim was in kind of this forever war with Agartha, was never really able to close it out, and I feel like that is what drug him out of this game. Vanheim did fairly well. They took a early capital, being Machaca. They took a throne and some land away from Ermor. I felt like they were still possibly in the game. Definitely nowhere near as big as Satis. Satis was just huge in this game. They played a very very good game. A lot of fun. So he really had a lot of land. It really makes me wonder on how much income he had compared to me. I had a fair amount myself, but I feel like Satis was even larger than I was. I'm not going to sit here and count everything, but we will look. I wonder if it should. Yeah, we'll look at the score graph. So quite interesting. We'll just go ahead and press play and watch the fair ending. Here go. We'll just be switching off these two provinces away from him before the end of it, and that's it. So let's go over and look at the score graphs. So we have our provinces here. So actually, we actually had more provinces than Satis. I'm actually really surprised about that. You can tell right here when our war started. When I started raiding him, he started raiding back a little bit. But for some reason, for the majority of the game here in the beginning, Satis did hold more provinces than me. And then more than likely, this is probably the Colossal War right here. Yeah, I believe this would be the Colossal War. And then after that, we just kind of kept getting more and more lands around him. So quite interesting to see that he did not have the most lands. In fact, I was really surprised. On the map, it definitely looks like he did, but I mean, we do have to consider we took almost every little lake that was there. We took the three provinces over there. We took all of Gartha's stuff. We took some of Agartha's stuff. We took some of Ermor's stuff. So we definitely had our hands in all the cookie jars. So we will go over. See, whenever the battle with Satis, I feel like that war started right here. As you can see, how there's graphs kind of mimic each other in opposite directions. They were very extremely close to each other, but I feel like Satis just either had a much better army, or research, or something, and they just knocked him out. And then, I mean, two other players did jump in, so yeah, that's it too. So my bad. Sorry about that. Agartha here did very, very well in the very beginning. They were up there with me, Satis, and it was a me, Satis, and Agartha. And then this is right when Agartha was attacked by Helheim, and it just drug him down. So quite interesting. Helheim, you see, I do have that major jump there. That was the war with him, and it kind of what's the word? He just leveled out there at the end since he was stuck in that war with Agartha. And then we have when Colossa died, we had Mikland who died, and we had Machaca who died. As far as forts go, we definitely had the most forts. We were making a lot of mages per turn. Income, majority of that must have been an event or something that happened, darkness or something. But majority of the game, Satis probably held the most income for the first 40%. And then right around then we were going tied very closely to each other. And then I was able to jump ahead by a long shot and definitely take advantage of that. More than likely just because I went all scales. I know he took an Awake Pretender, and that's probably why he didn't have a 100% scale build. So that could be just why my income was so much higher, just because I went more scales than he did. Vanheim's income was rather low. Who else was kind of large? Helheim's income was rather low. Yeah. So, gym income, I had a very, very large gym income above many players for a long time here, and then Satis was catching up, but I was just able to kind of stay ahead because I had a very, very nice gym or path diversity as far as my units go, as far as my summons and things like that, and my indies definitely So we had a very, very nice gem income the entire time. So that was very, very nice, very, very helpful for us. Our research just shot through the roof. So we were definitely ahead on research, almost doubled the amount of research that Satis and Ermor had, which were the next runners up. More than likely because Satis was using most of his researchers for battles. He had a lot of wars going on, lots of the reborn. I mean, he was probably moving 30, 40 mages around in his army. So think if all those guys were home, he could have more than likely could have beat me in research in a way. So that is quite interesting there. We have our Dominion. Ooh, for the longest time he had the strongest Dominion up until the very endish. It seems like we were almost tied, and then that's when the game was over. It was right when we were getting tied. So that's quite interesting because if you remember, longest time I had 5 Dominion, maybe 6, and then I pushed it up to like 7 or 8, I think. Might have had 4. I don't remember. I had a very, very low Dominion. I took a very, very low Dominion on my Pretender for the nation. So that is why we have such a low Dominion for so long, and then we finally start trying to push it by making extra temples and temples in every provinces. Because as far as our researchers went, we only needed a lab. We didn't actually need to make a temple. So we were trying to save as much money as we could to put it into more infrastructure and to more mages and more researchers. Our army sizes. Most of the game I spent a strong majority of just having lots of Spirehunter warriors, and that's probably why we have such a large army compared to the other nations in the game. So that is pretty interesting. Yes, but I mean you have to think. I mean Satis wasn't using. Yeah, they were using elite warriors and they were using chariots, but they were using lots and lots of mages casting Horde of Skeletons, and that's where their army came from. So you really can't look at this graph and say, oh, well, Satis had a bigger army. They were using a much heftier mage core in their battle, so there's a good chance that he would have been able to beat me in some of those battles. But having us really outrace him in research definitely pushes that in my favor, or pushes the battles in my favor. So quite interesting. And then we have our ascension points here. Satis being very, very close. He was 1 or 2 thrones away. And then me at the very end getting all the thrones to win. So I hope you guys enjoyed the series. That is going to be the last of it. The Hall of Fame here. Not too much going on. We have our Prophet in the Hall of Fame. Lots of Tis warriors in Hall of Fame. So that is everything for this game, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll be trying to come out with another one soon. I haven't decided on which one I want to play. I hope you guys like the little sub games. I might post another one I've been doing. Not 100% sure on that. But I hope you guys have really been enjoying the videos, the Dominions YouTube channel, of course. Yeah. So that will be all for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.